Today, we're going to talk about why I'm glad I never had kids. Seriously, I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm glad I never had kids. You might be wondering, especially now that I'm in early retirement, if I regret my choice. The answer is a resounding no. I retired at 41 way back in April 2025, and let me tell you, the clarity that came after stepping off the hamster wheel only made me even more confident in my choice. So let's get into it. Growing up, I didn't have the typical family structure. I was raised by my maternal aunt, and because of that, I always assumed that if I ever had children, I would adopt. It felt like the natural order of things. As a kid, I didn't even realize that having kids was an actual decision. It felt like one of those boxes you check as an adult, like paying taxes or learning how to do laundry. But somewhere between getting older, seeing the world more clearly, and starting to build the life I wanted, I had this quiet realization: wait, this is optional? And once I knew it was optional, I knew it wasn't my choice. Not because I dislike children, because I do, not because I couldn't imagine being a parent, because I can't, but because I could never guarantee the kind of life I would want for them, especially as a Black woman navigating systemic racism, economic unpredictability, and the invisible labor that falls on mothers by default. And then there was the truth that took me longer to admit: I'm not naturally nurturing in the way parenting requires. And I think that's okay. Here's the thing: society doesn't always tell you directly that you need kids. It just kind of operates like you already have them. People ask, "Do you have kids?" before they ask how you're doing. Or they say things like, "When I was your age, I had three," and da 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 da. There's like silent, subtle judgment baked into it. If you don't have kids, it's like you're not even fully an adult yet. You don't get it. You can't join the conversation. Your life is somehow lighter, less valid. Even in early retirement, I've had people diminish my accomplishment. "Oh, well, of course you retired at 41. You don't have kids." As if choosing not to have kids magically deposits six figures into your 401k. As if discipline, sacrifice, strategy, and lifestyle design don't count when a woman without children does them. Parenthood is hard, but so is intentionally building a life you don't need to escape from. Now, let's talk about why I'm glad I never had kids, especially in early retirement. The first reason I'm glad I never had kids is freedom, like the real kind. Freedom hits totally different when your life decisions belong entirely to you. I wake up when I want, I travel when I want, I structure my days around energy instead of obligation. I don't have to negotiate with a partner or rearrange my life around what's best for the kids. For me, it's freedom in the purest sense. The second reason I'm glad I never had kids, even in early retirement, is early retirement feels different when you're child free. Retiring at 41 is already uncommon, but doing it without children comes with unique clarity. I don't carry the mental load of saving for their college, their future, their stability. My financial planning is simpler, cleaner, and aligned entirely with my values. The third reason I'm glad I never had kids, even in early retirement, is no pressure to find a mate. This one is severely underrated. Once I realized I wasn't having kids, the pressure to partner up evaporated. I don't need to work at a relationship just to secure a co parent. I can date when it feels aligned, or I can choose not to. I can be single when that feels aligned. There's no timeline, no biological clock, no looming deadline. The fourth reason I'm glad I never had kids, even in early retirement, is I get to live my life any way I choose. This feels like a luxury, not material, but psychological. I get to build a life that feels soft, peaceful, intentional, flexible, mine. Parenthood is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but my life is beautiful because I chose what works for me. So people will sometimes ask, but don't you think you'll regret it later? Is that something you worry about? Honestly, no. I've only really had two small fears. The first one is not having anybody to take care of me when I'm older. but there's no guarantee children will take care of you anyway, and it really shouldn't be their job. So I'm building a life and a community where I feel supported long before old age arrives. The second, who do I even leave my money to? Now that's a real one. If I die before I spend it all, who gets it? But that's a question with solutions. There's charities, there's younger relatives, there's mentorship programs, there's scholarships. It's not a reason to create a whole human being. So if you think about it, even my fears aren't really fears, they're just like logistics. So if you take nothing else from this video, take this. Not having kids isn't a failure. It's not a missing piece. It's not a sad ending. It's simply a path, one that is just as valid, just as full, and just as meaningful as any other. I am deeply glad that I never had kids, not because motherhood is bad, but because I honored who I am, my temperament, my values, my preferences, my reality, my spirit. And early retirement has made one thing clear: life opens up when you stop trying to live someone else's version of it. So if you're child free by choice or by circumstance, or you're simply curious about this path, I hope this gave you something to think about. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Bloqueamos a bunch, everybody. Bye.